Good evening. It says that we're live, so I hope we are live. And welcome to this full moon forecast for the full moon in Capricorn coming up in just a couple of days. So we're going to go over the energies of this full moon, the 5 things that we need to know, some recommended exercises through spirit. Then I have some divination cards also so that we can get some group messages for us around this full moon and what we need to know in the process. So we grab some water, say a few quick hellos, and dive right on into it. Very powerful and energetic time, and not too surprisingly, solar activity starting to pick up, and we're starting to see a lot of activity around the earth, around the economy, around politics, around weather, global conflicts leading up to this Capricorn full moon, because the energy, it builds, and it really usually starts at the 11th day of the moon or thereabouts. That's roughly when the moon and sun trine and the moon's in its gibbous waxing phase, and then it kind of continues to its gibbous waning phase and beyond. So anyway, got everything in my notes. Let me just say a few quick hellos and we're going to dive on in, everybody. So hello, Sharon, Christine, new live episode viewer. Welcome, Sharon. Welcome. And hi, Claire. Hi, India. Welcome, Allison, Vicky, and Alexander. A couple of new names. Hi, Brooke, Yvonne, Lucretia. Your old names. Lisa, Claire, Brooke. That's me. The medium channel. Kathleen, welcome. Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Michael. First commenter. All right, so happy full moon, and welcome everybody, old and new. Good day, Leanne. Hello, Antonio. Welcome. So, in any regard, I hope everybody's doing well. That's great, Sharon. I'm glad that you got to join us live and everything. So I've got my glasses on. That means I mean business. Also, everything's in my notes. I couldn't possibly remember all this stuff, so I'll have my face down for part of the live stream. Sorry about that. But I want to start out by just talking about some of the specifics. The full moon is on July the 10th on virtually the entire planet. There may be few exceptions, but here on the east coast of the USA, it's 4:37 p.m., which makes it 9:37 Greenwich Mean Time, or what is that, 21:37 Greenwich Mean Time. It's happening at 8 degrees of the sign of Capricorn. So that's important. The 18 as well as 18 degrees as well as the sign Capricorn. Is it 18 or 17 degrees? I need to double check my notes. Some of these I thought my ephemeris, some of these I thought it was 17 degrees. Nope, 18 degrees is right. That's 18 degrees is the moon card, but in numerology, reduces to 9, which is Mars rule. The Mars is a secondary rulership of Capricorn. Saturn's the primary rulership. So these planets are going to be very active, and they have specific meaning. So let me go on and move right along here. So it's a universal 18-day. Which, again, it helps that Saturn Capricorn energy. There is an ongoing 4 outer planet alignment, including Saturn. So the ruling planet of Capricorn, which is a major player of the energy to this full moon. And understand that before I even go on, that when the moon is in its full position, it's in an opposition of the earth, basically. So it's on the other side of the sun. And besides, actually, even more so than the sun from our perspective on Earth, the moon is the largest gravitational influencer. So when it's opposite the sun, which also has a strong gravitational effect on the Earth, it's kind of pulling that water. And we're chemically, we're over 95% water, but elementally, we're about 74% water, basically. So it has an effect on us. And water is the element of emotion, of feeling, of the subconscious. So the moon, and it's the way it orbits around the Earth, it affects the collective fields as affects our individual and collective consciousness. So when the moon is full, it's at its most powerful because it's at its brightest and it's opposing the sun. So it's in that it's sort of juxtaposition in a way that it has the strongest influence on Earth, both electromagnetically, gravitationally, as well as psychically or spiritually or intuitively. And so I work with Western astrology and sidereal astrology. The moon would be in Sagittarius about, I guess that would be, God, how many degrees? About 13, 14, no, about, I'm sorry, about 22, 23 degrees. And that's Vedic astrology. So the Western system uses the solar landmarks like the signs change and the equinoxes and the solstices, as well as at 12 points of the sun's journey around the earth, where sidereal astrology actually uses the actual constellation. There's the difference. Anyway, I figured I'd explain that while I'm at it. So 4-planet alignment is active. Saturn is conjunct Neptune. So Neptune also plays a role. That's the intuition, psychicness, dreams. It also is Saturn and Neptune in that position conjunct. And it's going to be right around the 14th is when it peaks, just about 13 minutes off of a exact conjunction that's going to happen in February of 2026 or January. I don't know the exact dates. So that is a very, very tight conjunction. So those energies and those gravitational fields are united basically in affecting our conscious fields and affecting the energies of the earth. So Neptune becomes important. And both of these planets are on one side. This would be Uranus just went into Gemini, so it's went into a natural sextile with the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. And on the other side, we have Pluto at about 3 degrees of Aquarius. So then Pluto and not Neptune, Uranus, they actually trine. So it's very, very rare. I did a whole video or part of a video just on that and the effects that's happening. It's not just a generational or millennial effect. We haven't had an alignment like this probably in tens of thousands of years. But anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. So we have that Saturn's highlighted, and it's also stationing. It'll station on the 12th to the 13th, so it's virtually stationing on the 10th also. And when planets are moving in the sky from our perspective on Earth, they're more powerful because they stay in that fixed point. So very powerful Capricornian energy. It's the structures of society. It's karma. It's lessons, learning, growth. It's basically about learning how to utilize the physical, utilize the financial, the work, and getting very grounded. It's the mountain goat, the sure-footed one. Also, I have my notes sideways at some point. We just had our annual Sun and Sirius conjunction. It's a virtual conjunction because the star Sirius is much farther south in the sky than the sun is. So it's not really, they're not geometrically conjunct, but they're astrologically conjunct. That makes a difference. That happens right around 7/7, right around the 7/7 portal. We did a very powerful activation here on the channel for personal healing, for healing the planet, and for upgrades that you can go to after this video if you like, and tap into this energy and be part of the energies of our group energy that's helping to heal the collective and helping to soften the blow of all the changes and all the problems, like the flooding in Texas is a big one, and also the Carolinas and China and other areas, and the struggles and strife. So if you want to join and connect with our energies and join us, it doesn't matter what time you do it because it's energy. It's not of time and space. It's a frequency. So anyway, so that's happening, and it's still going to be activating. It'll be about 4 to 5 degrees off of that solar conjunction, which means it's 4 to 5 degrees off of the lunar opposition because the sun and moon are in opposition. So the star Sirius is almost like the spiritual sun or second sun. So to me, it has a vibrational frequency that transmits information and light codes. Of course, you can't see Sirius because it's aligned with the sun, and it starts to become visible in the very pre-dawn hours, right at the end of July and from here where I live in the mound, I really only get to view Sirius in the mid-fall to the early spring when it rises above the mountains of the south. So anyway, what else? So if you work with these lunar energies, you'll tap into the benefits more and ride out the challenges more easily. So do some prayer work, do some manifestation work, and that's going to be very, very helpful. Noting now that right now we're in a long void of course moon until the moon actually hits the sign of Capricorn, which will be very early in the morning. So when the moon goes void of course for an extended period, it's almost like a mini Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is in its approach, it's slowing down to its next retrograde that's going to happen in roughly a week or so. I don't have the date written down, but Mercury retrograde's coming, and we're already feeling that also. So these void of course moon, basically the moon leaves its last major aspect of whatever sign it's in, and then it kind of loses some of its identity, and people tend to feel a little bit spacey. It's a great time for spiritual work and meditation, but not necessarily the best time to do what you need to do, your job, and to crunch numbers and stuff like that. So anyway, let's get to the 5 things to know about this very powerful full moon. Before I get into that, because I have an event Thursday, I'm not going to do the usual full moon channeling. However, on Spirit Mind Family, we're going to do some powerful full moon activations with the master teachers and the archangels tomorrow at 7. That is basically Spirit Mind Family is our Patreon group, and it's $5 to join in the transmissions. And because I can't do it here like I usually do, I'm going to direct you guys to Spirit Mind Family. Hey, you may enjoy it. So we do 2 transmissions a month. We go deeper, and it's more powerful only because it's a private platform. So I can go to the next step with that with the master teachers. So it's going to be very powerful. So here's how to join or get information if you would like to. And you know what? We have a lot of other services that we provide. It's only, again, $5 a month. And if you don't like it, you can leave. So you're not obligated anyway. I just wanted to share that with you now that it's on my mind. Yeah, thank you, Yvonne. So Yvonne is part of it. And prayers and healing to the family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for your support. I know that they all appreciate it. Thank you very much. So moving right along. So the first thing to know about this very powerful full moon in Capricorn is there's a big release of karma that's happening. This is the planet Saturn, which is the planet of karma, lessons and learning. It's very strong when it's in Capricorn, especially when it's a full moon, because the lunar strength is at its peak during the full moon. So there's big opportunities for clearing karma on a personal level as well as on a collective level. So do some karmic clearing work, do some shadow integration work. You can do prayers, you can work with the Akashic record. If you need to talk to somebody to clear the air, it's a good time to do this. But through meditation and prayer, you can work with your own karma to clear. You can ask Spirit, Source, or God to help you to do that. So the path is cleared and paved for mass awakening. So on these 5 things to know, this will be about things affecting your personal life, but also affecting collective consciousness, affecting everybody on the earth, basically. So the number 18, basically, that's lunar, so that helps to strengthen the energies of the Saturn or Capricorn base full moon, basically. And it accentuates part of the spiritual side of Saturn, which is, again, it's learning, lessons, and growth. And Saturn is very good for manifestation. It's very grounding energy. So healing, clearing, shadow work. These are things to work on as we collectively, as well as individually, start to release karma. When we release karma from the collective, often there's struggles and strife and challenges that come with that during the clearing process. But once it's cleared, things smooth out, and then we're in a higher and happier place after that. So it's a good time to get unstuck in all areas of life, big or small, personally or globally. So that's the first thing to know. The second thing to know is that structures will fall. This is the next phase of the teardown begins. Now, again, we have that 18 degrees, which is about completion. It reduces to 9, so it's the number of completion. Also, July in numerology is a universal 16 month, and 16 is the Tower card in the tarot. That's the let me grab a drink. It's key 16 in the major arcana of the tarot. That's the tower. And the symbol in Chaldean numerology is the shattered citadel. So this is the time, and the full moon adds energy. It adds power to the numerology and the energy of the month also. So structure to fall. Next phase of the teardown begins. Solar activity, it's already starting to increase. One of the many things that I predicted for July was around the middle of the month, we'd start to get our next round of solar flares and coronal mass ejections. And we had the strongest one early this morning. It was only an M2 point something. So it's a moderate flare, but it's the strongest one we've had since, forgot the date, but since later June. So it's been a couple of weeks, point being. Also, the outer planet configuration adds positive energy for evolution. Everything that falls is going to fall for reasons. You're going to find that happening or accelerating, I should say, in your personal life, as well as in the world around us, basically. Other things that happen, corruptions and secrets get revealed. So global corruption, government, financial, all that, as well as lies and deceits around your personal life, that tend to get revealed also, basically. So anyway, structures will fall. That's the thing that we need to know. And this may affect our jobs, our things of that nature, our relationships and stuff like that. So be prepared, not scared. It's not doom and gloom. It's just a natural transition of our ascension and our awakening that's happening with that. So the third thing to know is the world stage grows bigger. So basically, the way that I see it, what we see largely in politics and a lot of movements around the world, it's all staged. There's a higher authority that orchestrates a lot of the forced divide in our society, basically, that controls the legacy media, controls the politicians, the movement of society, or whatever. So the thing is that the world stage growing bigger means that we're going to see more in the way of, again, corruption exposed, changes in government leadership increases, so we may see one or more figures stepping down or getting replaced. There could be changes in our jobs and our financial structure, which, by the way, does not have to be a bad thing. And it's going to lead to more positive things anyway. Now, Capricorn is a very successful sign, and I'll get into that in a moment. So it's a very good sign when it comes to success, money, groundedness, and doing what you need to do on a day-to-day level in order to create success. So it really helps to do the work necessary in order to grow also. So we see changes in money and currency, market volatility, things of that nature increase, could reset, changes in world banking, changes in personal finances, all very Capricorn energy. By the way, the moon's actually in its fall in astrology in Capricorn, so the moon's not in its favorite place. It's ruled by the sign Cancer, and Capricorn's opposite Cancer. So it's going to bring out some of the challenging emotions, some of the challenging things that linger within, but try to relax, open your heart, and go with it, and let it come out, because then you'll gain more insight, and you'll release some shadows and release some problems that may be hanging around you in your life. So the world stage grows bigger, or we said that already. Change in personal finance. This energy is chipping away at the unsustainable, greed-driven structures of our society that are incrementally falling to a greater degree in the month of July, and that's happened in other months also. It's not going to all come down at once. Things that you may have been seeing on the internet or YouTube about, come September, the world is going to be unrecognizable. I beg to differ, and I haven't been aboard that bandwagon. But that said, some things are going to change, and some structures are going to fall. But it's a process. It's going to take years and maybe decades to complete before everything is unrecognizable, and we are on that new trajectory of new earth, where those structures that are built on misplaced power, greed, and negativity, have to fall. There's higher frequencies that are affecting the planet. We see that in the solar activity. We see that in changes in the Schumann frequencies or resonance and other things that are unmeasurable. We feel it, basically. We feel it in our hearts, and we understand it. So these higher frequencies are dislodging these foundation of these structures built on the lower frequencies of old Earth, and slowly but surely they have to tumble. When the foundation gets weakened, the structure tumbles, and we can rebuild on stronger foundation. So that's how it works, basically. And also, this also favors science and technology. So we're going to see, and Saturn is really about structure, about infrastructure. So what's going on? The infrastructure, the AI infrastructure is being built. I just got the not so pleasant news that out here in Phoenicia, not even in the village, but more in the wooded areas of Phoenicia, that within a month we're going over to smart meters, and smart meters, like so much of our technology, emits high frequency radio and microwave emissions, basically. So again, there's that system of control that the technology aids and abets that we're coming into. And Capricorn energy can be very governmental, very much about spies, espionage, and all that stuff. So we're going to see more of that surfacing, but also favor science, and the positive side of technology, and positive scientific and developments, medical advances, and things like that. So they get a nice shot in the arm, and we may see, as time goes on through this lunar cycle and beyond, we may see the results of that. So the fourth thing to know about this is the Earth will shake. And this is going to happen on a couple of different levels. One of the major players is Uranus, the planet of sudden change, sudden release of energy, as well as the great awakener, has just very recently, within days, gone from the Earth sign Taurus, where it's bringing its changeable and volatile energy into the Earth, into Gemini. But as long as it's within 5 degrees of Gemini, it's still resonating partially in the sign Taurus. It's kind of completing that cycle. And then Uranus will go retrograde. And I believe later in the year or early next year, it'll visit Taurus again to clean up a little bit and then go back into Gemini for good. Gemini, Aquarius, Uranus likes Gemini because it's an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury. Uranus is a higher octave energetically to the planet or the resonance of Mercury. So it's very active in Gemini. It's not always as active and as happy in an earth sign because it bogs us down. So it's almost like Uranus is out of that. It's like, I can spread my wings and things will happen more quickly based on that. So, so why do I bring up the Earth will shake, or why do I bring that up for the Earth will shake? Well, basically, let me grab a hit of water here. Let me gather my thoughts for a second. Because Uranus energy, it's about sudden release and changes, and it's still linked with the Earth sign, gaining more power through Gemini. That helps to energetically create more movement in the Earth, which can add to or exacerbate or catalyze, might be a better word, more earthquake and volcanic activity, more geological activity. It can also, and based on whatever planetary geometry is affecting the sun, it can also increase things like solar storms, all that. Of course, we are starting to go on the downtrend of solar maximum. I think we're going to get another spike or two, but we actually have hit the peak of solar maximum. We're starting to gradually go down. But even though it wasn't the strongest solar maximum that we've experienced, 2000 2003, I believe, was a lot stronger. 2014 was actually one of the lowest ones, and that was very impactful energetically. So we feel it energetically. When we're in solar maximum, there's more solar upgrades. So there's more upgrades to our personal frequencies, to our spiritual energies, and it affects our vibrations and everything, and it affects the earth. And then when it starts to go into solar minimum, those energies reset. They keep acting, but but we're not getting as much new energy and information. It's still happening, but we're not getting as much, basically. So anyway, this shift, Capricorn is an earth sign. It's Saturn ruled, so it's about the earth. So again, the earth shakes literally because it's going to encourage more earthquake activity. Watch the second half of July. We've been talking a lot about that. And there's a lot of information on both my July psychic forecast and summer psychic forecast, alluding to more and possibly more dangerous earthquakes here in the U.S. and abroad. And be aware, not scared. That's the one of my mottos here, because the earth activity is going to happen. It's all part of the reset. So it's not a negative thing, but if you're affected by a major earthquake, it may not seem that way. So the powerful full moon adds energy of instability to governments and financial institutions and such. So the earth in that perspective is also going to shake because more information is going to come out. You probably heard that there's no Epstein list all of a sudden, when it was promised time and time again that, in our current administration, and this isn't a knock against Donald Trump, it's just what is, they, based virtually, if not literally, all presidents fall short of their campaign promises, but it was promised that there is the list, it's going to be exposed, people are going to be, go to jail and blah, blah, blah. And that now we're hearing there's no Epstein list. You can make of that whatever you wish to, but this is along the lines of how things are getting shaken up in the politics and the finances and in that aspect of the world, as well as physically and geologically on the earth, by the energy of this full moon and the gravitational effect that it has. So anyway, more reasons for this. Number 16 month, that's the tower. Number 18 day, that's completion. Outer planet geometry is all adding to this effect. Also likely to herald in a new round of solar activities. All right, it's in my notes, but I already told you guys that. So the number five thing to know is be a manifestation beast. We have probably one of the, if not the most fortuitous full moons for manifestation, because it's in the final earth sign, which is Capricorn. It's also a cardinal sign of initiation. So what is the earth? Initiation, cardinal energy, and also the most advanced, if you want to call it that, advanced, through the zodiac wheel anyway. Earth sign, big month for manifestation. And you know what? You're already manifesting your reality. We all are, but we're 95% subconscious. So do that shadow work. Go back to first point or second point. I forgot which one that was already. And do the shadow integration work, because you're subconsciously creating your reality. We are collectively and we are individually. And it is a very fixed law of this matrix universe, this matrix world, this 3D world that we live in. It's part of our learning, growth. And once we are able to crack the code, so to speak, in manifestation and understand from a higher perspective how our energy frequencies, that includes our beliefs, our experiences, our likes, our dislikes, our programming, past lives and karma, how all this stuff, it's an energy, and what we experience is an exact match of what we're putting out there, again, individually and collectively. So this is not a point to be guilty or shameful about if your reality is not what you want. It's to empower you to know that we're 95% subconscious. Be aware, but don't be guilty about it. Be empowered by that. And the good news is, if you start to know and realize, you may get the download from spirit, or you may read something that makes sense to you, that you become aware of this, whatever. It just shows you, well, if I manifested this reality, then I can change my vibration. I can change my energy to manifest a different reality. So this is a good full moon to really focus on what it is you desire to create. And this is one of the exercises also. So sneak preview, linking into point 5, is that you can start to, work with manifestation and work with specific things you want to create, basically. So let me just take a breath. Good evening, Let's Spirit Guide. Welcome, Laura. I guess your live stream is over. All right. Well, thank you, and thank for everybody that came in from Let's Spirit Guide's channel. Great work there. Right. I kind of had a little bit of a senior moment and dropped that point. So let me go on here. Everything lines up for this to be one of the best times of the year for manifestation. Capricorn energy, Saturn stationing, making that Capricorn energy stronger. Outer planets in a harmonious, favorable alignment that creates generational, in this case, multi-millennial changes, basically. And it's also that nine energy of completion. This is especially good for money, for work, for security, for manifestation, for this particular full moon. We'll draw focus to the financial system and the governments in general, and stock securities may become volatile. Inside corruption may be revealed, but again, what is of the earth? Minerals, right? And this is Capricorn. If we haven't been telling you this for 3 years, well, we have been. Now we have a Capricorn full moon that's of the earth, it's of minerals. Gold is a precious metal mineral. So is silver. These are the investments. Silver is still, it's going up. Get in on it now. I got mine at 22. It's what, about 30, 31 now, 32. I haven't been keeping up with the price, but it's going up. So these, and there's other precious metals, but these are things to keep in mind and things to invest in. So things to work on is manifestation. Obviously, we've been talking about that. You can work with candles. You can work with prayers. You can work with affirmations. If you do Wicca, witchcrafts, or whatever, you can work with that also. They're all different ways of aligning your energy and frequencies to create certain results in your life and to attract certain things in your life. Prayer works very well. And as Jesus told us, Yeshua, Book of Mark, I think it's chapter 11, verse 24, but I might be mistaken. But a very famous line that law of attraction people like myself quote a lot, and that is, when you ask for something in prayer, feel like you already have it and it shall be yours. And that's the key. You feel like you have it. You're able to see it in your mind, not necessarily visually. You might smell it. You might taste it. You might know it. But you see it in your mind. That aligns the brain, which is the electrical part of the electrical circuit. You feel grateful as if it's already happened in your heart. That's the magnetism. That's the emotion. So the thought is electrical. The emotion is more magnetic. What do magnets do to electrical charges and electrical currents? They steer those electrical currents for their positive and negative charges. So you can steer the energies of your mind with the resonance of your heart, because your heart's stronger, and you can power that into reality. And the idea is you started on the full moon, but you keep doing it every day. You want to change your vibration. It doesn't happen by just saying or just visualizing one time and feeling grateful one time, because your subconscious mind is going to reject it, because well, I'll put it this way. The subconscious mind gets programmed through repetition. It's a survival instinct. So your subconscious mind is already wired for whatever reality that you have, and it doesn't like change. You really have to keep that in for that to happen. So you do it every day, and you start to reprogram your subconscious mind. And then your subconscious mind starts to believe that what you're working on manifesting is what it needs to survive. And then your energy changes, your personality changes, which is more conducive to your success, and the frequency shift within you and around you that create different results. You change things on a quantum level, on the subatomic level, an energetic level. Over time, it starts to change on a macro level. That's how the universe is set up. It's our ultimate teacher. That's why we're here. It's a matrix, but you don't escape the matrix till you master the matrix. If you want to do that, well, check out a retreat that we're doing in the Catskills from August 1st through 3rd at Spirit Fest 25, Escape the Matrix. And I'm going to be teaching you a lot and doing a lot of energetic downloads and energy transmissions for you that's going to help you to escape the matrix, master the matrix. You start to master your life, and you start to be able to live your life from the perspective of your spirit, great source, or God in your physical domain and reality. So anyway, it's going to be a huge spiritual opening for you for those that are ready and feel drawn to it. There will be information on the pinned comments, and you can also find information right here if I can find this. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Hello. I cannot. Here we go. Well, there we go. There's my website. If you want to book a private reading also, that's the place to go. Go to the events page, scroll down, and you get the information on the retreat. And again, for those that came on a little bit later, we are not doing the usual full moon channeling here on the Medium channel Thursday night because I've got an event that I have to travel for. So I'm going to encourage you guys to go over to Spirit Mind Family Wednesday night, which is actually going to be a more powerful transmission. And there's how to join. It's $5 a month. If you don't like it, you can cancel anytime. We do 2 transmissions per month. We're going to do one tomorrow and then another one around the new moon for July. They're very powerful. I think you will be very happy if you join. So anyway, so other than that, yeah, so gold, yeah, I really would love to buy some gold also. I think even if it's high, it may fluctuate, but I think it's still going to get higher. I think it's still a good investment. Michael that knows a little bit more than that may chime in, but silver is very cheap right now, so it's something to keep in mind. Other things to do your heart brain work always. This is things to do. Get grounded in this Capricorn full moon. Grounding is key. So get good and grounded, get solid with the earth. Do earth breathing. When you inhale, draw the energies of the earth up through your earth star chakra beneath your feet. Draw that up through your center line, through your whole body. Extend that out, exhale, release. And you can get more connected and more grounded with the earth. And the more grounded you are, the more you're able to handle the storms of society. Just like the white pines don't handle the storms too well. They tumble down in the wind, but the deeper rooted trees withstand the storms. So we are in an energetic storm. There's so many forces, or a force out there that's working to counter spirituality. There's a war against spirituality, and there is, within these collective fields, there is a lower vibration and a lower energy that seeks to block your spiritual growth, which is why you may have trouble meditating. Either you get anxious, or you manifest some outside distraction, or you can't stop your mind, or whatever it is, the emotions come up, whatever it is. There's a force field in this matrix that's blocking that, and the powers that want to control you and control everything are able to manipulate the energies of this matrix, or Maya, if you prefer that term, the illusion, and influence the collective field to make it harder to ascend. They're trying to put a ceiling to prevent us from ascending, basically. So how do you escape the matrix? You master it. And once you master it, then you realize you were never bound by the matrix all along. You're just here, you're just visiting, but your spirit having a human physical 3D experience, and so forth and so on. So do your grounding. That's probably the most important thing. Do some physical exercise. There's Mars energy there. Mars likes to be physical. Let's get physical. Exercise. Do your yoga, your breathing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I left that comment up. Um, yeah, self-care. Thank you, Lindsay. Exactly. Grounding each day. Good for you, Lindsay. Keep doing that. The negative frequency. Yeah, the dark side of the force, whatever you want to call it. It's at the end of the day, it's not the enemy, it's the teacher. It's the coyote, the Hooster coyote, the Native American. Change your relationship with the dark side, even with Lucifer. I don't remember what, but I read a version of the Bible where at the end, once Lucifer's laid the earth to waste, he comes back and rejoins God, basically, and humanity, through all its trials and tribulations, evolves and comes into its golden age, basically. So it's here to teach us. We're here for a reason, and we're here to help each other. So we're a community. We're here to grow, basically. So anyway, and I will flash a few comments. Okay, so yeah, then I took. So it's exactly, tell yourself it's okay. It's not a distraction. It's part of the meditation, right? And absolutely light work, and welcome here. Sun gazing, yeah, absolutely hug those trees. A good exercise to do on this full moon, but anytime is you can hug or you can just hold the tree. But you want to get very present in a meditation. When you're present enough and you're in your heart, you start to feel the flow. There's always currents of energy that are working through you. One of the things we're going to do at my retreat is teach you how to be elastic, teach you how to reconnect with the flow, and how this matrix, this programming has made your energetic feel stiff and rigid so that you can't, what's the right word? That you're non-elastic, so that you become obstructive rather than a vehicle for this natural chi or prana that's always flowing through you all the time. So we're going to teach you how to be elastic through breath, through meditation, and through gentle movement, basically. So practice that now. Get so present. You're not a name, you're not a body, your energy and frequency. And when you do that, you can start with your hands, just like if you're doing Tai Chi preparation sessions, you start to feel your hands buzzing. Or when you start to get ready to do Reiki for the Reiki people, you do your warm-up exercise, your hands start to buzz with energy. See, so you want to feel that, feel the flow, and then go to your favorite tree, hug it, and start to feel the tree's flow and your flow become one, and you connect energetically with the tree. The next step is to maybe get messages that may come, but the main thing is to feel the flow of the tree, that and become one with that flow, with your personal flow in the tree, and you start to reconnect with nature that way. You start to reconnect with the flow that way, and you may get messages. When I first started doing this, I was hiking, I was backpacking, in between like Echo Lake and in the long trail from Woodstock to Elka Park, or what's the name of that? Not Catterskill Falls. And anyway, anyway, so I went to the tree, basically, and I was tuning in, and I was seeing a big lightning storm and a lot of wind. And then I got I'm trying to remember the story, and I got the message that that the tree, basically it got, the upper part of the tree got dislodged from the tree, basically, that it broke near the top. So I looked up and I noticed that that up in the tree it went straight up, but then it zigzagged and went up again. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, so the wind knocked you down. I might have this in reverse, but I heard as clear as day in my mind's ear. No, it was lightning struck me. It wasn't the wind; it was lightning. So anyway, you might get messages from the trees. That's the point that I'm making. Some of the native people call them the message keepers. So anyhow, so let's do some divination cards now. So firstly, I've got moonology. So we'll see if we can get more messages from spirit for us about this full moon, for this collective, this community, basically. All right, so Let me just clear my mind for a second. So I got this is full moon eclipse. So we'll have a full moon eclipse when in September, is it? See, the lunar nodes are in Virgo and Pisces, right? So the the eclipses will be in those signs also, because yeah, the lunar node is the point on the moon that crosses the ecliptic. Right now, the north node is going to cross the moon. North node is in Virgo, right? Or is it the south node? Anyway, you get the idea. Conclusions are within reach. So basically, so that what they're saying through this divination card for our group is things may be, if things are a little bit up in the air, or there's no conclusion or no closure of something, it's coming. So meditate and pray on that, and what you desire, what you seek, is going to come to you. Notice the moon is in this card is being partially shadowed by the trees, and it's the blood moon, right? It's the lunar eclipse also. So again, eclipses are about shadows. It's about opening up to shadows or that's hidden. So probably the reason that the conclusion are within reach is you're gaining some insight through your subconscious, or what's hidden from you during this time, during this Capricorn full moon. That's going to help you to come to a positive conclusion for something in your life. So next, I have the medicine cards, because I'm loving these cards. I'm loving the messages from the animals. Basically, oh, Lauren, you were born on a Capricorn full moon. This is your moon, then. This is your time to shine. So it's interesting, because you're born on a full moon. You'll have a cautious side, but you like to be expansive and throw caution to the wind at the same time. You almost got like an opposite, like, polarity working with you, which probably makes you a really interesting person, by the way. All right. So medicine card. I'm seeing a leopard, which isn't going to be in here because this is only North American animals, or a cheetah. So or jaguar. I think there's jaguar energy with that. So those are the big cats of the Amazon. What we got is the armadillo. Okay, that's interesting. Armadillos have hard outer shells, but soft underbellies. So this may be a message about keeping your shield strong now. You may encounter situation where somebody's trying to do something against you, maybe because somebody mentioned gold being stolen on the thread. That might be just a sign for some of us in this community to be aware of things getting taken, scams and stuff like that. So this is a time to maybe strengthen your field, strengthen your shields, in order to keep negativity out. But they have very soft underbellies, I believe armadillos do. So there's a soft heart that can still be open through the process of creating stronger boundaries around you. So I think this is a message about boundaries, right? Thanks, Michael, also for the financial advice you're providing. So what else about armadillo energy? They're very low to the ground also, but it's really about, I think, about the shield. So a really good exercise to do. And it's in one of my, it's in my video about 5 shadow integration exercises that, if I remember, I'll post this on the pinned comment. But what you do is you gaze into a candle. Oh, I don't have a candle. I got my, my salt lamp, my multicolored salt lamp instead of a candle today on my altar here. But you gaze in, you get very relaxed and meditative. You gaze into the heart of that candle. When you're very relaxed in your mind, and meditative, you energetically step inside the candle, and it's a cool but powerful candle. And you see and feel the flames around you. And when you're in the flames, that separates you from the stress of the collective. Even though we're all connected through the heart, we're all one, we're all part of the same fabric of life, we're still separate beings within that collective. And sometimes, especially when things are really crazy in the world, because this Capricorn full moon because the full moon is emotions, and Capricorn can be depressed depressive also. You may find a lot of people that have depression may have enhanced episodes of depression, and you may see that in the world around you. And it's good to be empathic and to feel. This isn't going to take away from that, but there's times you just need your peace, right? You just need to separate from the craziness of the world. So doing this meditation will really help you to do that, because you're taking advantage of the kinetic power of fire, and through visualization and intent and feeling it, you're creating a stronger shield by doing this. But it's light, it's energy, it's positivity, right? So there's another exercise for you. All right. Yeah, armadillos. I see a lot of them in Florida too. Next, let's do the frequency from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. Last spirit to guide my hand to what the perfect frequency of sacred geometry or energy. The frequency is, after all, different wavelengths of energy, right? Right to this card here. And this card here is Cosmic Flower. Ooh, I love it. And it's key 18, right? This is an 18-degree full moon. No coincidences. 18, it's the moon in tarot, so it's the moon card, so it's mystery. It's very enhanced for lunar energy. But in numerology, technically, it's Mars, influence or guided numerology. But what it says, the frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. And a really beautiful affirmation that I've come up with. It's sort of a variation of an affirmation that a friend, Jen Bergeron, if she happens to be on, taught me years and years ago. But it's a variation, and it's safe to come home. It's safe to be home. I am happy, healthy, whole, and free. It's safe to come home. It is safe to be home. And how about this? And I'm fully in my power. So I just modified it. So I have a personal system of affirmation that I use that's more powerful, that I call affirmation ×3. And there's different variations of that, or ways to apply that. But when you do things in threes, you tap into the number of energy and frequency, which is the base of the 369 called the Tesla code. So it is safe to come home. It is safe to be home. I am now fully in my power. There's something like that. You can make up the third one, but the main two is it is safe to come home and it is safe to be home. And that's good. Some of us feel home is another planet or another star or another dimension. Home is where the heart is, right? So our heart chakra is our home chakra. Basically, it's our home base of our energetic field, the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. But whatever you associate with home, this is the frequency that'll help you to feel more secure, more safe. And once you have that, then you have everything, because you can take appropriate risks in life, because the one that created you is going to take care of you no matter what happened in your physical earth life, basically. So last but not least, the Starseed Oracle deck. One of my favorites. And I want to get this right. It's a Rebecca Campbell deck. So this is a Rebecca Campbell deck. And the artwork is by Danielle Noel. I want to get the credits correct. There you go. Thanks again, Michael, for sharing with Colleen and the rest of us. So, clearing my mind right here. That went straight to this card. This card we've gotten this one before, Portal. Well, we are still in that 7/7, that serious linking portal, basically. And what it says is, doors are opening, you decide, rewards wild card. So as you step in this portal of light in your mind, what is on the other side? It may just look like random lines or whatever. Let me get this out of the light shadow if I can. All right. You can't help it. You know, it's a ring light and all other things. But there we go. So what's in the center? You know, this portal is like a portal to higher consciousness. And this full moon portal, this Capricorn, this may be more of a portal of, say, you know, what to do for your own success, your own health. Again, it's the earth, it's the body, it's health also. That just came to me. So I think you can step, especially if you're undergoing any health changes, use this portal energy to step in and just feel while you're in the portal, exude perfect health, radiance, perfect balance, chi, prana flowing through you, and really own that and feel that. And then during the entire waning moon cycle, do that every day, at least once a day, the same thing. And you may find that through connecting with the energy to this powerful Capricorn moon combined with mind over matter, the placebo effect, if you will, you may find that you start to improve your health that way. So anyways, that's what I have for you. So again, Wednesday night, the transmission's moving to Spirit Mind Family. That's our Patreon group. And the full moon's actually on Thursday, but I have an event that I'm traveling to, and I was going to do 2 transmissions, but Spirit, the master teacher, told me I'd be better off doing one, and just, you know, who's ever interested from YouTube will find us on Spirit Mind Family. Yeah, it is a $5 as a monthly donation. That's how Patreon works. At least to get the good stuff. And there's other benefits to that. I might as well one more time give you the website. And then it's going to be on the pinned comment when this becomes a video. That's my website, so I have to go above. There it is. And you know, check it out. If it resonates with you, you like it, by all means join. That's our inner core community. And we do a lot of deeper work there, including deeper channeling work with the master teachers, the energy channeling twice a month. So anyway, there it is. There you have it. If you popped on late, well, a lot of good information was shared in this hour. So thanks for being here. And you're welcome to, and you're welcome to go back to the beginning. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. I've had a long day. It's ending now. I'm going to make my dinner and relax. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you, everybody that stuck it out for the entire live stream. Appreciate you. And we are 5 years on the Medium channel, and the best is yet to come. So thanks for being with us. Take care.